Welcome back to the channel, guys. Got down to the engine dyno, so we're gonna get this motor out of here, get it hooked up to the dyno, and get things going. We got some methanol back here, got about 10 gallons with us, so hopefully that's enough for today, and we can see how much power this thing makes. All right, guys, we got the motor on the dyno, we got everything wired up. We got the fuel system on. We had to do a couple things. This is just gonna sit here. It's full of methanol. Just had to extend some wires, get everything to fit on the dyno with the headers and everything like that, because as you guys have seen, we got forward-facing headers. That's how I plumbed all the fuel lines and all the oil lines. So we've had to kind of do some different things. I had to run the other fuel line up here because the header tucked in was touching everything. I have a little heat shield in here for the oil line, but we're ready to fire it up. So we're gonna time it and go from there. Got the motor timed in, it's got some heat in it, so we're just gonna let it cool down a little bit more, and then we're gonna make a rip. So everything's set up, check static timing, it's good. Took a little bit to get that squared away, but yeah, it's ready to go. So we're gonna let it cool off a little bit and make some pulls. All right, guys, so we just made another clean, we made a clean pull. First clean pull, fueling was decent, it was within 10%. What I did notice is, because I don't have a coolant temp sensor in it, it was actually enriching the fuel, so it was richer than what I was commanding. It made decent power, it made over 500 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds. I forget the exact number, do you remember what it was?
5,100 at 501 foot-pounds and 5,600 at 544 horsepower.
544 horsepower and 501 foot-pounds. So put a little timing to it, clean up the fueling again, we're gonna make another hit.
Yeah. This is just, you can see what the oil temperature is roughly.
I don't know, what does it need to be at to burn that off?
Usually they say, yeah, around 180 degrees.
On a pull
Even at 150, it'll start to flash because it's alcohol, right?
Yeah, methanol. We're just adjusting the fuel map. What happened there was the oil dipstick, I had a little plug in it because I'm not running a dipstick, and I thought it would actually make it through this. I was wrong. So he's machining a little piece right now to plug the hole, and then we'll make another pull. I'm just cleaning up the fuel map. It wants a lot of fuel, so the first pull we did with it, it started breaking up. It was trying to compensate, trying to add a bunch of fuel, so added about 50%. On that one, it added about another 45. So I built the fuel map up a little bit more. It should be a clean pull on this one. That pull made 449 horsepower, I think, and 449 foot-pounds, somewhere around there. But we only pulled it to like 42, 4,300 before he lifted off of it. So we're gonna get this stuff fixed up and then make some more pulls. guys, so we found a little bit of metal in the Clearview filter. Went ahead and cleaned that out. The oil pressure starts off good, it starts to fall off. So I think we got two separate issues here. I think the oil pump is actually eating itself. I had a little bit of an issue with the balancer. I talked to you guys about that last time, but the other issue is I think there's a oil level issue. So what we're gonna keep an eye on it. We're gonna make another pull. I've changed the oil so it's got fresh oil in it. So we'll heat it up, bring the oil up to temperature, and then just make a partial pull and see if the oil pressure starts to fall off. And then we can check Clearview again and see if it pushed any more metal up to it. That last pull, I think it made 609. No, horsepower. I don't remember exact power numbers. It was over 600 horsepower at like 6,400 or 6,600. So it was still climbing. I think it was 606. 606 horsepower at 6,600 RPM. So it was still climbing. But we're just going to play it safe here. I might have to take it back apart, just check over everything again. That seems to be the common theme with this motor. So I don't want to hurt it. We'll make another little partial pull and see what it does. If the oil pressure is good, maybe we'll continue. I just want to see if there's any more metal going to come out. There was nothing in the pan, but in the clear view, we could see stuff. So fresh oil in it, get some heat in it, and make another couple pulls. Alright guys, so you guys saw the last pull. We ended up stopping there. We're kind of running out of time. It was getting late, and there was more metal that we found in the Clearview filter. So what's going on is, through the run, the oil pressure is actually dropping. So you start it up, it's idles, 60 psi, 65 psi, 2,000 RPM or so, and then as he starts to load the dyno, the oil pressure starts to fall. So it's either going to be one of two things. I talked about in another video of having an issue with the balancer going on, and I had to get another oil pump. The oil pump that's on there also had a keyway that kind of smashed into it a little bit, and I straightened and massaged the cover so that it wouldn't bind or anything like that. I'm thinking that it still wasn't enough, and it's actually eating the oil pump. So I have a pump. I'm going to go back down there Tuesday. This will be up Monday or Tuesday, but I'm going to go back down there Tuesday and take the pan off. Check to make sure nothing's getting stuck in the pickup, make sure there's enough pickup clearance, something I should have already done, and just make sure everything's healthy and go on from there. I think it has two issues. It's either a windage issue that it's got with the oiling, or it's sucking the pan dry. Something's going on with the oil stuff. And then the metal, it's not bearing material, I know that, but something is happening there, so I want to get that fixed. So that's what the plan is, and I'm going to get on there Tuesday, fix all that stuff up, maybe make a couple runs, but I appreciate you guys watching. This is just the first video, but thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like it, subscribe it. If you guys want a t-shirt, go over to nkpcalibrations.com, pick you up a t-shirt. Have a good night.